All right, let's talk about a term you hear absolutely all the time, cloud computing. I mean, it's everywhere, right? It's behind your email, it's driving the latest AI stuff, but what is it actually? Let's get into it.
So the first thing people always ask is, where is the cloud? Is it literally up in the sky with the actual clouds? Or is it some top secret server farm hidden in a mountain somewhere? It sounds so out there, but believe it or not, the answer is way, way closer than you think.
Yeah, that's right. It's already in your pocket. It's on your phone. It's in your car, on your laptop. Seriously, think about it. If you've ever used Google Translate, or maybe saved a file to Dropbox, or had iCloud back up your photos, guess what? You've been using the cloud the entire time.
I mean, just stop and think about that for a second. An app like Google Translate, it looks so simple on your screen, but it can translate pretty much any language instantly. How does it do that? It's not your little phone doing all that crazy work. Nope, your phone is just reaching out to these super powerful servers somewhere out there in the cloud. They do all the heavy lifting, figure out the translation, and zap the answer right back to you. The cloud is basically this invisible engine that makes all your favorite apps so smart.
And hey, it's not just about the apps on your phone. The cloud is pretty much the backbone of our entire modern world. The way you shop on Amazon, the movies you stream on Netflix, even how hospitals manage all their patient data, or how millions of people can play a video game together at the same time, it's all running on the cloud. This isn't some far-off future tech. It's the foundation of how we live, right here, right now.
Okay, so that leads to the big question. Why? What made the cloud take over everything? Why did everybody, from a tiny little startup in a garage to the biggest companies in the world, jump on this bandwagon? Well, it really boils down to 5 huge, game-changing advantages.
Yep, just 5 key things. And once you get these, you'll totally understand the power of the cloud and why it turned the whole tech world upside down.
All right, let's just quickly run through them. First up, on-demand self-service. This is basically like online shopping for computing power. You need more? You just click a button. No need to call anyone or fill out paperwork. Super easy. Then there's broad network access. Pretty straightforward, right? You can get to your stuff from your phone, your tablet, your laptop, anywhere with internet. Number 3 is resource pooling. We're going to dig into that one in just a sec, so hang tight. 4 is rapid elasticity, and this one is a huge deal. Imagine you're a big online store. On Black Friday, you can instantly ramp up your servers to handle all the traffic, and then the next day, poof, scale them right back down. And last but not least, measured service. This is key. You only pay for what you actually use, kind of like your electricity bill. That switch from buying giant, expensive machines to just renting power by the minute, that changed everything.
Okay, so back to that resource pooling thing, this analogy just makes it click. In the old world of IT, getting a server was like buying a single bottle of Coke. It's yours, only you can drink it, no one else can use it. But cloud computing, that's like a soda fountain. It's this one big machine with a giant pool of every soda imaginable, and tons of people can walk up and get exactly what they want whenever they want it. It's just a way more efficient way to share resources.
All right, so now you get why the cloud is so powerful. But here's the thing. Not all clouds are built the same. The next piece of the puzzle is understanding the different types of clouds. And the best way to think about it is to imagine how you might store your most valuable stuff. So, first, let's meet Alice. Alice has a private cloud. You can think of this like she keeps all her valuables in a giant, heavy-duty safe right in her own home. It's all hers, nobody else can touch it. This gives her maximum control, maximum security. This is the kind of thing that, a big bank or a government agency would use because they need that super tight security.
Then we've got Bob. Bob's a bit different. He uses a public cloud. Think of the big names like Amazon Web Services or Microsoft Azure. For Bob, this is like putting his stuff in a bank vault. It's super convenient, he can store as much or as little as he wants, and he only pays for the safety deposit box he's actually using. This is by far the most popular and honestly the most cost-effective way to go for most people.
And finally, let's talk about Carol. Carol's smart. She uses a hybrid cloud. What does that mean? Well, she keeps some of her most important stuff, maybe some emergency cash, secret documents, in her safe at home. But for everything else, she uses the bank because it's convenient and flexible. This is exactly how most big companies work today. They get the best of both worlds, the hardcore security of a private cloud for their sensitive data, and the flexibility and low cost of the public cloud for everything else.
Okay, so we've covered why you'd use the cloud and the different ways you can set it up. Now for the really fun part, the what. What do you actually get from the cloud? And to explain this, we're going to use probably the most famous analogy in all of tech, pizza as a service. And just trust me on this one, it's going to make everything perfectly clear.
All right,
Just imagine you're craving pizza. Option 1, you can make it all from scratch at home. You buy the flour, the cheese, the toppings, you make the dough, you fire up your own oven. That's the old way of doing IT, what we call on-premises. Or you could make it easier. You could go for take and bake, right? You buy the pre-made pizza, but you still cook it in your own oven at home. Getting even easier, there's pizza delivered. It just shows up at your door, hot and ready. You don't have to do anything but eat it. And finally, the easiest option of all, dining out. You just go to the restaurant, they handle literally everything, the food, the drinks, the table, the cleanup. You do nothing.
Okay, so how does this relate to the cloud? Let's connect it. That take and bake pizza, that's what we call infrastructure as a service, or IaaS. The cloud provider gives you the basic ingredients, the servers, the storage, but you're in charge of putting it all together. Now, pizza delivered, that's platform as a service, or PaaS. Here, the provider gives you the ingredients and the oven. So, the servers, the storage, and the operating system and tools. All you have to do is bring your app. And finally, dining out, that's software as a service, or SaaS. You manage absolutely nothing. You just use the finished product. Think about Gmail or Netflix. You just log in and use it. See the pattern here? As you go from IaaS to SaaS, you're basically letting the vendor do more and more of the work for you.
So we've covered a lot. What the cloud is, why it's so popular, what services it offers, but all of this leads to the biggest point of all. The cloud isn't just another piece of technology. It has become the foundation. It's the bedrock that the entire future of tech is being built on.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. The best way to think about it is this. Imagine our whole modern intelligent world is one single giant computer. If that's true, then cloud computing is its CPU, its brain, and its hard drive, the place where everything is stored.
So if the world is a computer, what are its keyboard and mouse? That's the Internet of Things, or IoT. All those smart devices, your thermostat, your doorbell camera, the thousands of sensors in a self-driving car, they're like the eyes and ears of this giant computer, constantly gathering data from the real world and feeding it into the system.
Okay, so we're collecting all this massive amount of data. What do we do with it? Well, that's where AI comes in. Artificial intelligence is the software, the application program running on this world computer. It takes that fire hose of data coming from all the IoT devices and actually makes sense of it. It's what lets us recognize speech, spot patterns, and make smart decisions.
And finally, how do all these different parts, the senses, the brain, the storage, talk to each other instantly? That's where 5G comes in. Think of 5G as the super fast, super wide network cable that plugs everything together. Its incredible speed and low latency are what make it possible for all these pieces to communicate in real time. So, you see? In the end, the cloud isn't just some place to store your photos. It's the fundamental platform, the operating system, that makes things like AI, IoT, and 5G even possible. It's the engine, the brain, and the memory for everything that's coming. Which leaves us with just one really exciting question. What are we going to build on it next?